And Nick, ISIS is not the main player on the ground when it comes to militants, jihadi militants in Afghanistan. That's the Taliban. Is this a game changer, this horrific attack in Kabul, when it comes to the ongoing war and the battle for power there?
I think it's possibly a way in which people will realize ISIS have a significantly greater reach across Afghanistan than previously thought. Much of their activity was limited to the east of the country, where they've been under attack from the Afghan military, US air power, and drones as well in the past months. Those onslaughts had pushed them out of some population centers, but they have begun to creep back. The fact they're able to launch this, their biggest, most deadly attack in the capital yet and across all of Afghanistan, suggests that, yes, they are still able to operate in a way which can evade and get round security put in place by Afghan officials. Remember, this protest was long telegraphed. There had been security measures put in place to some degree, yet still these three attackers got through into there. Very hard to stop, frankly. Three people willing to give their own lives to cause this level of gruesome bloodshed. But today, Ashraf Ghani, the Afghan president, declaring a day of mourning and also renaming the Damazang area where this blast happened Martyrs Square. A grim recognition, I think, that this is an attack so huge in the number of casualties that it's caused that it will live on in the short-term future, and those living inside Kabul, a city which has got so used to violence on a day-to-day basis, but nothing quite for a long time on the scale of this, Ivan.
And Nick, I was in Kabul a couple of weeks ago on assignment. I was struck by just how demoralized many Afghans seemed when it came to confidence in their security forces and in just security in general in the Afghan capital. What will the likely effect be of this horrific attack on ordinary people who are just seeing security apparently deteriorate in Kabul and in other cities?
It is the battle for the confidence and sense of safety of Afghans that many wonder if the Afghan government is winning at the moment. They have a very strong messaging campaign in which they tout their successes, but they've seen territorial losses in Helmand in the south. They've held some of that back recently as well, yes, but it is that sense of confidence that is slowly eroded by things like this. Many are looking at this attack as a bid to try and spark some sort of sectarian element to the conflict in Afghanistan. Now, ISIS's statement about the attack, in fact, made a reference to how some of these Shia Hazaras, who are predominantly the victims here in this grotesque attack, some of the Hazaras have in fact been recruited in Syria to fight alongside the Syrian regime, which is also Shia. A small number, but that was referenced in the ISIS statement as a possible motivation for the attack, perhaps a bid to cast some sort of rift between the Shia Hazara and the predominantly Sunni remaining population of Afghanistan. It hasn't worked in the past, but it is a troubling new tactic which many perhaps perceive ISIS is latching onto. They've failed, as I say, in the past. The Taliban's reach significantly stronger, and they have been fighting ISIS as well. But this kind of attack, reminiscent so much of Iraq and the sectarian strife there, has many Afghans worried of potentially a new chapter here, Ivan.